This is about to be a bit of a doozy, so all I ask is that you give me some grace. I want to address something I've been seeing. Now, obviously, I would have said something sooner, but if you couldn't tell, I'm actually back home in New Jersey, and I also lost my voice at Coachella. And speaking of, I actually wanted to talk about Coachella, because I've been seeing people say that by me going, I am a hypocrite, that Coachella's owner having conservative political ties is common knowledge. I even saw someone say that I support Trump because I went, which is beyond me. So let me be very clear on the timeline. I didn't know anything about Coachella's owner when initially planning this trip. Everything was already booked, paid for, locked in. I did end up learning about it a few days before going, but by that point, everything was already set and paid for. Now I know people are going to say, then why didn't you just sell your ticket? Well, one, Coachella was already sold out, and two, I had already paid for the Airbnb, which was non-refundable. So unfortunately, that ticket would have just gone to somebody else, and my absence wouldn't have changed where that money was going to. And I know the next question will probably be, okay, then why did you post about it? And the honest answer, I am not gonna lie here, I posted about it because I went. If I didn't post about it, the friends that I went with would have. Not to mention, I was being approached at all times of the day. So I was constantly taking photos with people, which I absolutely loved. Everybody I met was so nice, thank you. But either way, you would have seen me there. And being somewhere isn't the same thing as endorsing every belief or donation tied to the people behind it. Because if that were the standard, we'd all have to reevaluate a lot of the things we engage with on a daily basis, including the platforms we're literally on right now. That being said, I did actually take the time to look into this. The owner of Coachella, Philip Anschutz, has donated to conservative organizations, including several anti-LGBTQ+ ones. And trust me, I understand why that's upsetting. So for that, I am truly sorry. I did not know. However, please follow me here. Should I have done more research prior to going? Probably, yeah. But we also need to be realistic, because what I'm seeing right now feels a lot less like education and more like assumptions. There's this idea that everyone needs to know everything at all times. And if you don't know, then you're treated like a moral failure. And I don't think that's productive, especially when you allow that to outweigh the bigger picture of who somebody is and what they actually stand for. If you've been following me, you know where I stand. You've seen the work that I've done and do. And I don't think it's fair to say that because I went to this music festival, it suddenly erases all of that. Look, all I'm trying to say is that if the expectation is everyone should know every financial tie behind everything they engage with, and you also expect everyone to make perfect decisions all the time, that is a standard almost no one can realistically meet. I hear what people are saying, and I will absolutely be more mindful moving forward. But I also think it's important not to reduce people to a single moment or a lapse in judgment. Because if the goal is progress, there has to be room for people to learn. Again, I am sorry, and I love you guys.